Hi, everyone. Raj Gavurla, experiencing intelligent breakthroughs in your sports performance and life. Today, we are talking about team. Team. You might have heard there's a me in team. Best acronym that I know is what I introduce this invite with, and that's team stands for Together Everyone Achieves More. Together Everyone Achieves More. I'm excited about that because I think that that's the number one thing is we got to start with the very first thing, and that's the together part. I've seen so many teams. I've been on many teams. Most people don't know how to be on a team. It's just an intangible thing, and some people have cliques and they get along with certain people or have more deeper relationships with some people on the team, or there's divisiveness, or they're all trying to get the coach's recognition or attention, or somebody who's just popular on the team's recognition, or whatever it may be. And so one of the ways to combat that or to resolve that is, first of all, to bring someone outside from the outside to come and help and work with your team. Because there's just a lot of background, your experiences, your way you were raised, the environment you were raised in, your ethnicity, the cultural background that you have, just your life experiences and your sports experiences, and just the way you relate to people and all those things are just something that, including with your coaches, it's not something that someone on the inside can really do because they have their job, their role to do. And so I'm a real big proponent of having a team session for your sports team and to really understand how you're going to have this throughout the season or on your team so that you all do develop, build, and grow. And so togetherness is really, really important. So depending upon the size of your team, you should always have your team meet together, whether it's once a week during season or just depends on what's happening, and do an activity together, something that will help with your sports performance, but also activity to help with just your life and the intangibles of sports, something like a group meditation, just something a little different. It could even be like a costume party or dance party or whatever it may be, because there's just certain elements of that togetherness that need to be cultivated to make a team really bond and to really identify what their dreams are and their mission and vision are. So it's really important for you to know what your dreams are individually, and then what is the mission and vision of the team, and being able to really weave those into your team, your organization, and into your sport. Now, additionally, together, that's the together part, and then everyone. And everyone means everyone in the sense that everyone on the team, your coaches, your teammates, but then also you're probably in a league or playing against other teams, and then you're also in the sport you're in. You're in that industry or that segment of the sporting population. And then, of course, other athletes, and how sports impact society and businesses and sponsors. So that's what I mean by the everyone. to realize that it's much bigger than just yourself, and it really is much bigger than just your team. Your team, you yourself have a greater purpose as well as your team does. And that's really, really important. I'm real big on high character. And then achieve. Achieve, a lot of teams have a pretty good idea of this, where you measure your goals, and you put those down and you work towards those, and you make it simple and measurable, and you want to really understand what's happening with the team, and then also what are those team goals, and then additionally, what are the individual goals that you have, right? The individual goals. And then the more part is really things, probably the most exciting part is that, when you do win, or when you do win a championship, or when you do compete in an event, sure, whatever happens there happens. However, what more came out of that? And for you to realize what that is, that's very essential, because that's really what's helping you grow and to develop. And that's essential for you to have that. So, we have enabling your dreams. We have the team mission and vision. We have the team goals. We have your individual goals, and we have social cohesion. Your team should meet every so often. Social cohesion is very important, because what this means is that someone might be doing something and it's just easier for them. Well, instead of you trying to sit there and watch them and learn from them, sure, you can observe and do that. How about, what are you doing to actually interact? And do you have the tools to be able to do that? And that's what I have. That's what I bring when I work and help teams, is I have those tools to make that a lot easier, to where you'll get more from each other. A lot of teams, they learn pretty well from their coaches. Where they have a challenge with is learning from each other. And that's always something that I see in a lot of teams, whatever it may be. There's all these different biases, prejudices, or mindsets on the team, as well as like even in the workplace of, well, if they know this, and, that makes me less valuable, or gets them a little better and not me. But if you can see that everyone's going to be able to contribute and benefit, then that's the right cohesion that we need on a team. So what's my meaningful trigger, or not my meaningful trigger? What was my zone effect this week? The zone effect this week was quite simply a phrase. And you know that I'm very big on phrases, especially the ones here that are watching this that complete my workbook. Because as you develop, build, and grow in your sport and your life, you're going to realize certain phrases will resonate with you more and more. And then some of those phrases that you're not using anymore, you've used them so much that they're part of you. So you're not just cognizant or conscious of using them, but they're there. Sort of like a friend told me that you might not think you're using algebra daily, because you don't see yourself doing X plus Y equals whatever, but you do. You're just not conscious of it. And so these phrases really, really are huge for me. And last night I was running track, and it's real simple. The phrase that was really helping me was two phrases. One is, I have to inspire and motivate my energy. And the other one is that we have to inspire and motivate my energy. And then the other one was, I have to visualize myself successful. So the two with the I are quite easy, right? The we, that's more challenging, because the we can be a lot of different people depending upon what you're thinking. Sometimes it could be I'm thinking about my team because I was running with a group of people, or it could be I'm thinking about somebody who's been part of my life that's just helped me along, or it could be if you're a spiritual person, then it could be your belief in a higher power, in a creator. And so it's really, really interesting, but just inspire and motivate my energy, or inspire and motivate me to run better or run faster. The key there was have to inspire and motivate. And it was just amazing. And here's what I know from my expertise. And that is, and you can try this yourself, and you know this, when you're cranky or you're in a bad mood or you're negative or something's not quite right or somebody did something you don't like, you get into that mode of where your limbic system just says, okay, I believe that that's not good for me. I need to respond. And sometimes you do. And sometimes that response isn't so nice or good. However, if you tell yourself to inspire and raise your energy before you respond, then you'll see not only will you believe what you're going to respond as, but you'll be able to rationally think it through to where whatever you respond will be delivered in a better way to where you get better outcomes from it. Whereas when you don't have that energy, you respond, and it's like parents saying, well, you know, he's tired, that's why he's doing that. Or she's tired, they're cranky, that's why they're being like that. And that's what happens. You know, when you're tired or you feel like somebody's jilted you and, you know, your energy depletes, right? And your thoughts start to go negative. And if you re-inspire and motivate your energy to go up, then you can respond in a much greater way. So that was my zone effect. And you know the zone, again, the way I define it is when you're making a breakthrough, when you're achieving something greater, performance improvement, everything slows down, or it seems in slow motion. Time isn't a deterring factor, and it feels effortless. And that's really when you start to know that you're really making progress, is when something that felt like you had to really put effort into doing becomes easier, right? And so that's something that is one way to measure whether or not you're in the zone or experiencing a zone effect. And you can gradually build up to it, right? You know, right now I'm on vocabulary level number 8, and it all just builds on one another. See, if we try to do it too fast, we get overwhelmed, we get stressed, there's not enough time, or we just don't have that knowledge. And it's like Mozart, if you know the story of Mozart. Solitary gave him the assignment of writing a play or composing music, and it was overwhelming for him. But because he was so bright, he was able to do a lot of it. But he was really trying to drive him mad, make him crazy. And that's what will happen, because when you do it like that, you're learning more for memorization and for just short-term regurgitation. It doesn't stick with you. It doesn't apply to where you can use it and continue to build on it. And that's what you want to do in your sport. You want to continue to build on it. And so the way that he sets this up, you know, I finished level 7, and that was the first level I had to repeat because the words just got more challenging. And at the end, they have a quiz, and there's 5 sections in each level, and you take a quiz, then you take a big quiz, and I had to repeat that section as the first time. Then now I'm on level 8. And what they say is once I get through level 10, I'll be in like the top 1 or 3% of all people in vocabulary. But he's also showed me how to apply that so it becomes a part of my vocabulary. And then it's also learning about how words just came to be, whether they're Latin, English, Greek, French, and how they really were brought over by people, and they were either truncated or expanded to fit our current society. And I don't know how somebody really says, like, when a word becomes a word that can be put in a dictionary. I think there's a vocabulary or wordsmith or dictionary group. I know that I just can't make up a word and say put it in the dictionary. There's probably some criteria. I'm not 100% sure how that works, but that's how a lot of these words came. It's people from different cultures, from different languages came, and it modified the language over time. And then the powers that be, the wordsmiths, the English scholars and those people, they adapted it into what is our mainstream vocabulary. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. I do. My meaningful trigger is I'm watching a movie this evening with my family. I haven't done that in a while, so I'm really looking forward to that. Something here resonates with you and I can help you, you can contact me at 864-569-2315 or send me an email at raj@rajgavurla.com.